Hello everyone, I'm Marc Apilado, a first-year student of Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English from Laguna State Polytechnic University, Los Baños campus. And today, we are going to talk about a very specific topic that we commonly encounter in our daily lives. So stick with me and let's get exploring. If you already have some idea about our topic for today, you are most certainly correct. Yes, that's right. Today we are going to talk all about communication. But for starters, let us first discuss what is communication. Communication comes from the Latin word communicare, which means to transmit, participate, or to impart. Aside from that, communicare itself was derived from the root communis, which means to make common or to share. But what is communication? Basically, communication is the act of conveying information or meaning through the use of mutually understood symbols, gestures, behavior, and semiotic rules. Communication plays a vital role in our lives, especially in achieving our purposes efficiently. Like, let's say you want to persuade someone, you want to inform, or maybe to even entertain. Communication plays a crucial role in all of those. Now, how is communication important? First, it is important in the sense that it allows us to express how we feel. And it also allows us to build relationships. And of course, the most simple of all, it simply allows us to connect to others. Communication follows a certain flow, and just like everything else, it is important that we follow this sequence in order to achieve effective communication. Because in communication, you are not only imparting information, but you're also aiming to relay information properly in a way that they will understand and they will come up with the same ideas that you are trying to convey. Typically, communication flow consists of 6 parts: the sender, the message, the transmission, the recipient, the receiver, and the feedback. Starting off with the sender, they are the ones who develops the idea that will be conveyed. They are the person, group, or organization that starts the communication. Additionally, the success of the message stems initially from this source, and frequently, the message that they are trying to convey are often influenced by their past experiences, perspectives, skills, and even culture. Next one, we have the message. A message is the sender's idea encoded in a certain manner. It also expresses the key idea of what the sender is trying to convey. The third one is transmission. Transmission is the flow of a message over the selected channel. Encoding confirms the medium of choice during transmission, which also keeps the communication channel clear of noise and interference so that the message can be received without any interruption. Now, let's pause there for a bit because there are a lot of terms that we need to discuss. First, what is encoding? Encoding is the process of developing the idea into a message that will soon be communicated. And through this process, we are also choosing the medium or the way we want to convey the information. Like, let's say for example, you are a brand owner and you just develop a new product and you want to tell the audience about this new product. So by that, you are going to develop or you are going to find ways how you will convey it to others. Like for example, through television ad, or another one through billboards, through posting huge posters about your product. And another one that is relevant during these times is through contracting influencers. You are going to tell them that to post about your product, telling other people, oh, this certain brand has this new product, you guys should check it out. And that is how we can effectively choose medium. And that also varies depending on the purpose of what you are trying to convey. And earlier, we also talked about noise. When we talk about noise in communication, it pertains to any barrier that can hinder us from delivering an effective communication. Like let's say background noises, or background music, or even the use of jargons. Because when we use jargons, like let's put it in this sense, you are a medical staff and you are just talking to your friend, your casual friend who is from the tech industry. And if you're going to use medical jargons, it is expected or it is possible that they won't understand what you're talking about because they are from the other sector or other field and that can hinder an effective communication. And that is a noise. Moving on, we have the recipient. The recipient's job is to decode the message and to understand the message that's been conveyed. It is also their job to convert the message into thoughts by interpreting the stimuli that have been received. After that, we move to the receiver. The responsibility of the receiver is essentially to receive the message, making sense out of the information that was relayed. It is also their job to send feedback, which is the last part of our communication flow. Now, before moving on to the last part, let us first clarify the difference between the recipient and the receiver. Because personally, I also struggled differentiating between these two since the terms are almost alike. So first, recipient's job is mainly about decoding and translating the encoded message. Meanwhile, for the part of the receiver, their job is to receive the actual meaning of the message and to formulate the feedback. Moving on to the last part of the communication flow, which is the feedback. Feedback is the response that the receiver gives after understanding the meaning of the message. It is also said that a feedback signifies an effective communication. That's why it is important. Communication takes a lot of forms. It can be through oral, nonverbal, reading, listening, and even visual. But since we're running out of time, we'll talk about that on our next video, if there's any. And that ends our video. On that note, I'd like to leave a quotation from Jim Rohn. If you just communicate, you can get by. But if you communicate skillfully, you can work miracles. Thank you for watching and see you next time.